Neither team can make the finals, but determined to give a good showing in the second last round. Somerville taking it backwards. Chance here for the Bombers in the opening minute, and the shot is good and straight through off the boot of Flood. What a start.
Well, a lot of changes here at the MCG to these sides. Essendon off to a very good start. It's taken them about 20 seconds to register their first goal, but we've already seen John Longmire lining up at full back for North Melbourne. Flood, who normally plays at full back for Essendon, is on the forward line. And Manton is lining up at full back for the Bombers, with Michael Long playing on the back line as well. Plenty of changes by both sides.
Well, North Melbourne obviously conscious of the height of Paul Salmon up in the forward line. There's a chance for John McCarthy. His punch on, picked off by Harvey. Away to O'Donnell, in turn to Spawn. Spawn's little kick is okay, and the mark has been taken for Essendon by Hurd. His kick smothered, he goes after it again. O'Donnell there to help him out. That's the experience with the inexperience. Now North Melbourne go forward, in towards half forward left, and the mark is taken by Carey. MCG in pretty good condition. Some sandy areas. Look at that kick by Carey. Right into the goal square. It's touched by the players running back with the flight of the ball, and it's through for a behind to North Melbourne.
This magnificent long kick there from Carey from outside the 50-metre line.
Wanganeen to bring the ball back into play. Essendon a goal through Flood. Kick in to the advantage of Thompson. Kick off the ground by Harvey. Picked up by Kickett, which was good. He couldn't break clear, and now he's being penalised for holding the ball, and that was very quick, the whistle there.
There's no real attempt though made in the end by Kickett.
Taken by Mann. His kick in short has been marked by Schwass, and he will kick from about 45 metres out directly in front. Wayne Schwass, 78 AFL games, so with a bit of luck, barring injury, should bring up the 100 next year. Usually a pretty good kick. Good distance, and it's a goal to North. Excellent kick by Wayne Schwass. North Melbourne 1-1, lead the Bombers, who have kicked one goal.
Yes, these sides very evenly matched on paper. A lot of new players being tried by Essendon this year. They lead the list in the competition. 41 players have tried throughout the season in the at senior level, and 5 new players in this side for 92.
Ishenko beats Somerville. Great tackle by Kickett. Crumbs come out. Spawn. Longmire hacks the ball away from Salmon. Interesting to see John Longmire back at full-back. Hills. Short of the goal square. Salmon a chance. Bit of wrestling down. Oh, great mark. They doubled up on him, but it didn't matter.
Yes, well, he is the real danger to the North Melbourne side today, Paul Salmon. Longmire had a shocker last week playing on the forward line. Has lined up trying to curb the marking power of this giant Paul Salmon at full forward. He's already won the goal kicking for Essendon on 5 occasions. A very accurate kick for goal also.
This kick from only 30 metres out. And he kicks a goal. Going goal for goal at the moment. 2 goals to 1-1.
55 goals for the season to Paul Salmon, and terrific accuracy. 55 goals, 19. The best by far of any forwards in the competition. And his height is a real worry for any defender playing on him. Alex Ishenko will have to get back there and really help out John Longmire.
It's amazing, isn't it? 185 centimetres, which is just over 6 feet. Now just watch Ben Buckley, who is that tall, walk beside Paul Salmon. 21 centimetres taller.
Yeah.
Not much advantage at all. Oh, hum. Spargo into the forward pocket. Good kick. And Mann has marked on his chest in front of Manton, one of the younger Essendon players.
It's a good tap out of the middle there by big Alex Ishenko, getting a couple of pats on the back from his teammates over the top of Somerville.
He's done a good job since coming down from Brisbane for North, hasn't he, Ischenko?
He certainly has. He's second in averages in hit-outs.
Mann's kick is disappointing for the effort there. He took a good mark, but missed to the right-hand side and brings up North Melbourne's second behind. So North Melbourne 1-2, trail Essendon 2 goals straight in pretty well perfect conditions at the MCG. Just a little bit of blustery wind, making it a little bit awkward. Good punch on by Somerville. Goes to the back of the pack where Spargo tidies up.
Now Dwyer round the boundary line. Crocker, a centering kick. Chance for North here. 3 flew, man couldn't take the mark. Schwass off the ground, steps through the pack, runs into a brick wall and is holding the ball. What a tackle by Chris Danaher. Across the half-back line he goes and finds Thompson. We had 5 shots for goal in the opening 5 minutes of this game. It's really opened up brightly. Kick by Thompson is a poor one to centre wing. McCarthy, John McCarthy to centre half forward, and Harvey marks for Essendon. Working towards the outer side, support from Thompson. First he was at right half-back, now at left half-back, towards half forward. Good contest here. Scholl, dragged down, that's Hurd. The ball goes out of play and we'll have a throw in. No, free kick to Scholl.
Only 19 years of age, James Hurd, the grandson of one of the ex-officials of the Essendon Football Club, Alan Hurd. Boundary throw in. There's Anthony Dwyer, one of the young stars of the North Melbourne side. Boundary throw in centre wing on the far side of the ground. Somerville and Ischenko. Ischenko does well, gets the front spot and a great tap out. Effectively went 25 metres towards the North Melbourne goal. Spargo probably could have shepherded there for Steele. Steele's kick to the front of the goals. Wanganeen gets back. Oh, that could have been deemed as a throw nearly. And taking it over.
I think you get the free kick
behind.
Wanganeen will get the free because he was dealt with pretty severely after he'd got rid of that one, Robbo.
So Wanganeen's kick has been marked by O'Donnell at right half back.
Having some trouble getting clear. O'Donnell's hand pass eventually to kick it. 20-metre hand pass out of the 50 arc to Long. Long's kick over centre wing to Chris Danaher. Anderson gives him a run. The two 11s playing on each other. Anderson and Archer. To centre half forward, chopped off by Ischenko. Scholl, lightning hand pass, almost comes unstuck. Back to Ischenko. Out to Schwass, who had it spent before he got it. Wayne Schwass, left footer to centre wing. Stevens on one knee, takes the mark. Kicked by Stevens, up to half forward. Carey, oh, should have taken the mark. Lucky for Fox, who once was suspended for belting Carey at this same venue. Chris Danaher out to Long. A little one off the ground. Hurd. Young James Hurd playing his 3rd game of league football. The umpire comes in and will ball it up.
Umpires today, Peter Repper and Trevor Garrett officiating at the MCG. Good bounce there, and Ischenko working very well. Taken there by Hurd. Handball to O'Donnell. His kick, not too bad. He didn't have much to kick to, and he's put it into a dispute position. No, it's taken by Buckley. His kick across his body. Awkward there for Flood. Crashing his way through was Smith, playing his 150th game for North Melbourne. Crocker bumped off the football. Chance here for Harvey. Slips as he was about to get the hand pass away. Underneath all that was Crocker. Now it's Steele for North Melbourne. Steele's kick in towards centre half forward, but a good mark, an excellent mark. Taken by Thompson, running back with the flight of the ball.
Well, you'd swear both of these teams were playing for a place in the finals. It's opened up at lightning pace. Here's Smith. And on his own, right out in the open is Attard. Debuted last week. Sean Smith. Can't take the mark, but still might kick the goal from the forward pocket. Top effort. North in front by 2 points.
Well, Drew, I thought you were a little bit optimistic when you said that he might be going to kick that goal, but gee, that was a fantastic effort by Sean Smith. Had plenty of injuries that have held him back in his career at North Melbourne. But a very talented player from the ACT originally, and that was an amazing goal.
So the bounce back in the centre, North Melbourne lead by 2 points. The ruck contests have been quite interesting so far. Kickett leaves it behind. Nearly went for Spargo, but Paul Spargo gets his kick away. High in the air, and keeping his eyes right on the football. Well done, Kieran Spawn. Spawn is about 25 metres backwards from the wing, and the mark not minded all that well there by Carey, so he was able to gather about 3 or 4 metres, and his kick covers the pack at centre half forward. It's taken away for North Melbourne by Adam McCarthy. His kick goes wide towards the wing. German just took it a little bit too easy, I felt there, Peter German, and he's going to get held up here by Buick.
Could lose it too.
Oh, yeah.
He dragged it back underneath him there, Robbo, so maybe a little bit fortunate there, German, to get away with that one.
And he just seemed to lope after the ball as though he had half an hour to spare. But quickly Buick was onto him and forced a bounce. Kickett went for it. Now a chance for German to make amends. O'Donnell in there, but it's some desperate stuff there for North Melbourne. Maybe Crocker, is it? No. It's Stevens at the bottom of the pack. So the umpire will bounce very close to the boundary line and just forward of the wing in Essendon's forward half.
O'Donnell and Stevens on each other, the two number 10s, the two 7s are on each other, the two 11s are on each other. Here's Dick. Hills goes back to Dick. His kick is high to half forward. Oh, good mark. At full stretch taken by Hurd. Just outside the 50. To the edge of the goal square. Salmon once again doubled up. Longmire, there was a push. And actually, it's not Longmire's mark, it's a free kick to North. They go on quickly with it. Here's Steele. Goes towards the outer side. Picked out of Schenko well. North lead by 2 points. 2 goals, 2 to 2 goals. The Alex Schenko at his 3rd AFL club. Up towards half forward. A long kick's covered about 65 metres. Somerville gets back there. The hand pass is good to Wanganeen. He has to go with the kick round the boundary line. He's dealt with after he got rid of it again. Umpire says play on this time. Well done by Hurd. Hills. Good pressure by North. You're holding it.
Well, it's just one tackle after the other there by the North Melbourne team. They're really working hard to keep the ball in.
Left half forward, Dwyer, his kick across his body has been marked by Wanganeen. Well, Kevin Sheedy has made some wonderful moves over the years, but this seems to be something that he's dreamt of, and it's really come to fruition. Wanganeen in defence seems to read the play very, very well. The kick out towards the wing. Here's a chance for Anderson. The bounce is not too kind for him. Pressured by Scholl. Well done. It was all fair. Play goes on. Close to the boundary line. Hurd. Handball over the top. Ineffective. Goes back towards O'Donnell. In turn to Hills. Hills has a good look and kicks it nicely. 45 metres into the pocket. At the back was Salmon. Chance for Flood. Fights on when the ball hits the ground. The ball at the back now. Longmire. Handball over the top. Opportunity for German. His kick back towards the half-back area, but it's taken by Hills. O'Donnell in trouble. Got rid of it fairly. Ischenko. Hand pass over the top. Scholl. And Scholl clears for North Melbourne down towards their half-forward area.
Fox beats Carey to it. His short pass is over the head of Somerville, though. Somerville beats one tackle. High ball to the 50. Needs courage here, Hurd. In goes Buick. Willie Dick for the Bombers. Round the corner up to the forward pocket. Longmire and Salmon. Whistle. Free kick to Longmire. Well, interesting how he saw that one.
Yes, there wasn't much happening there. Both players really bustling for position.
It was only just a minute ago that Salmon, we thought, may have been interfered with by Longmire, and he remonstrated with the umpire. Umpires have got long memories.
Yeah. Well, maybe just a classic defender's free kick. Tough to give it to the full forward there. Dwyer just keeps the ball in. His kick to half forward. Crocker charges after it. Harvey with one hand. Carey. Fox putting him under plenty of pressure. Thompson. Actually, there's a lot of pressure in this game. It's good to see.
Yeah, that was good play by Thompson there under a little bit of duress. Got it out to Chris Danaher, and his kick has been marked by Hurd.
This
and
boy's
it looks rather
right.
promising.
He's done well, hasn't he? A little nudge out on the Schenko, just setting that mark up.
He's kicked to full forward, goes to the back, Long and Longmire. Put those two together quickly. Ischenko, wide to Schwass. Schwass gets himself a little bit of space and then goes further wide. German's kick up towards half forward. No mark taken. Bombers outnumber when the ball hits the ground. Wanganeen away to kick it. Back to Wanganeen was a very good option. He could have come to the near side where Spawn was running. The kick up towards full forward for Essendon. Dick is after it. Down goes Archer. That could have been a free kick. Was that a throw? Long, back to Anderson, and Anderson pings and kicks the goal. Greg Anderson, a very dangerous player when he's got the football within that 50-metre arc, and he's kicked Essendon's third goal.
Well, terrific atmosphere at the MCG, a real finals type atmosphere for this game. Both sides out of the running for the final six. And gee, there's pride at stake, and they're really showing that in the early stages of this game. Both sides really throwing everything into it at the start.
Well, had 5 changes of the lead already. Just going goal for goal here at the MCG. Eschenko hand passes to himself, then slaps the ball out wide to Schwass. Well done by Danaher to close the gap. Top play by Chris Danaher. The umpire's going to come in and ball it up. His older brother Terry played in the reserves in the early game. Essendon seconds will be in the finals. The first will miss out for the first time in 4 years. Eschenko wins the tap. Underfoot, Anderson, good gather. Caught by his nemesis Archer. Now North going forward. Stevens, the pass wide, on the bounce to McCarthy. John McCarthy, in he goes to Carey. Goal coming up to Wayne Carey. Beauty! Another change in the lead.
Yes, Carey, one of the real superstars, or the future superstars of the AFL competition, only 21 years of age, playing in that key centre-half forward position. Played a magnificent game for South Australia in the State of Origin game against Victoria, really setting up that victory on that occasion.
Top effort, I thought, by McCarthy to gather the ball and get the hand pass away to him too. He suffers a lot of criticism, McCarthy. North Melbourne lead by 2 points. Somerville up high, ball goes wide. German, Chris Danaher there for Essendon, but German gets his kick away. It goes high in the air, in towards half forward. The bounce ordinary. Stevens has it, just gets his foot to it. Essendon strong there. Thompson. Ball comes back towards Mark Thompson, but a free kick has been picked out of it, and it's going to David Flood in the left back pocket for the Bombers. Flood. Good kick too. Out towards the wing. No mark taken. Somerville and Eschenko. Eschenko again. Just making a little bit of a path there for Steele to Scholl. In towards full forward. Mark is taken by Carey. Short pass into the pocket. And it's effective. Sean Smith has sneaked away and he's marked in that left forward pocket.
Yes, Carey just getting away from Fox at the moment. A real danger player, Wayne Carey, especially over the last 6 weeks. He's really found some form since that interstate game, the State of Origin game against Victoria when he played centre-half forward for South Australia.
Well, Sean Smith, good angle for his, and he's done it very nicely. It's straight through the centre. 2 goals to Smith, 1 each to Carey and Schwass. For Essendon, Salmon, Anderson and Flood have kicked their goals.
A pretty good exhibition of accurate kicking here at the MCG. 3 goals straight Essendon, 4 goals to North Melbourne. One of those was touched as it went through. So they're reading the breeze pretty well, a swirling breeze here today at the MCG.
Eight-point lead now to North Melbourne. Somerville couldn't quite clear the middle. Spargo spun round in the tackle by Kickett. Eschenko did well. O'Donnell charged at it, missed it. McCarthy goes backwards. Sean Smith goes wide. Steele has another ping. And doesn't clear Thompson, who gets back there on the goal line.
The swirling breeze here at the MCG causing the players a little bit of concern. I'm sure Darren Steele felt that he could have kicked the distance quite easily there. Thompson's kick goes out towards this near half-back. Buick getting his first touch. Oh, he's going nowhere. Schwass the tackler. Thompson close to the boundary line. He's taken over and a boundary throw-in will take place.
Good signs there by North Melbourne though, Robbo. About 3 players attacking Thompson there. He's pretty happy to see the ball go over the boundary line.
They worked extremely hard to keep the ball in their forward area. The ball from the ruck contest comes clear, nearly to the 50-metre line. Kick off the ground, goes back towards the North Melbourne goal, but an excellent mark taken by Thompson. Take this guy out of the side and you'd leave a big hole, wouldn't you? Mark Thompson, plenty of heart and still playing well for the Bombers. That kick, good mark taken by German.
He's taken 5 marks already, Mark Thompson. Peter German. The skipper, Matty Larkin, still wallowing in the seconds. Kick by German to centre half forward. Buckley tries to knock the ball down. Wanganeen. Crocker's there, comes to steal. Once again, a kick drops well short. Flood clears for the Bombers. To Harvey. Took a bit of a knock around the head in the first 5 minutes of the game. Good pass to Buick. And the Bombers working this ball out of defence. Great stuff. Wanganeen up from the last line, now in the centre circle, to full forward. Down goes Salmon. Free kick to Paul Salmon.
As the Bombers make a change, Drew, Mercedes, young Joe Mercedes on for his first run in AFL football, 17 years of age.
Well, poor old John Longmire. Benched last week, just about kickless at full forward. Came back in the second half against Collingwood and played in defence. And now lining up on Paul Salmon, who's already kicked 1. And after this free kick against Longmire, it might be 2. Two to Salmon. And once again, just 2 points the margin.
Well, he really is a danger man. If they can get the ball down quickly into that forward line, there's no stopping Paul Salmon with his height advantage. A very tall player, Paul Salmon, can take a strong mark, an accurate kick for goal. He's been terrific over the years, playing either in the ruck or at full forward, probably better to full forward. He has a very good record, 5 times leading goal kicker at Essendon.
Under 7 minutes left in the term, North Melbourne lead by 2 points. Somerville misses it completely. Ischenko, now Buckley. Smother was all right by Hills. Long, nearly left it behind, able to recover his position. Kicking towards half forward. Spawn, punched away by Smith to the advantage of German. German, who loves to run with the footy, has one bounce and then kicks it in towards centre half forward. It's a good kick. No mark taken. Fox has dragged off the football, but the umpire will call for a bounce about 40 metres from the North Melbourne goal and pretty well straight in front. Brad Fox, gee, what a job he's got, picking up Wayne Carey. Thumped away by Flood, finishes with Hills, gets the hand pass. O'Donnell, well done. Wanganeen. Kick by Wanganeen is okay, and the mark is taken by Hurd. Can move the ball quickly and give that young fellow a chance. He's doing pretty well. Up towards half forward. Taken by Smith, away to Longmire. Longmire decides on the hand pass, finds Scholl. Scholl's kick, wider still. Sits nicely. Spargo has a good look and delivers the ball very well to Carey, who's well out in front of Fox.
Kick by Wayne Carey, well inside the 50. Somerville got back there, didn't quite reach him. Long. Wide to Fox. Good running again by Wanganeen.
Oh, no, surely.
He got rid of it by Schwass. Relayed free.
Oh, that was really nothing in that, Drew. Nothing in it at all. Schwass arrived late, hardly touched Fox.
This young bloke did a good job there, that Adam McCarthy, just to hold the ball up for a few precious seconds.
So it's Brian Wood out there getting a hand pass too. Oh no. Scholl out of defence. Archer to centre wing, Stevens.
Stevens now, his kick in towards half forward, well done, and the mark is taken by Crocker.
Some good shepherding behind play there by Wayne Carey also.
Crocker's kick into the forward line, good lead, good pass, and Smith a chance to kick his 3rd goal.
And another change for Essendon already. Michael Simon's on the ground. I think he replaced Willie Dick.
Well, Sean Smith has the football. He's going to have to kick from about 50 metres. He runs just inside that. The kick, there's no one home for Essendon. It's gone through for a goal. Well, dear me. 3 goals to Sean Smith. North Melbourne lead by 8 points.
Well, that really was terrible defence, wasn't it, by the Bombers, the big men. Just watched the ball. It went through at Fairningham ground level. A worm could have touched it had it been standing on the goal line. Just shocking defence by the Bombers and also the ruckman, the defenders and the ruckman who's supposed to get back there and help out.
Well, Smith kicked his first 2 goals on Manton. Chris Danaher's back on him now, but now Smith has 3 goals. Kick it. No chance to get rid of it. A ball up. Tangle of arms and legs. Derek Kickett, he's thrilled us with some of his play here this year. Some of the things he's done. Sometimes he handballs too hard for his teammates. Need it laces out, otherwise it'd cut you to pieces. Harvey, might have been a bit of a trip then. So from the posterior position, gets rid of the hand pass, intercepted by Steele. Bounces past Kickett to Wanganeen. He's starring Gavin Wanganeen. Terrific play again and good penetration with the kick, but Steele takes the mark at centre half back. 7 kicks already for Gavin Wanganeen. Here's the kick by Steele towards the outer side. Anderson some chance. Comes to the back. Archer overran it when he had a chance, then applied an illegal tackle. And Masiti, advantage. It comes to Anderson. His kick to half forward. Buick, clever tap for Salmon. Oh, didn't quite come back enough. 2 goals, 1 to Paul Salmon.
Was an Archer stiff over there with that tackle. He did everything pretty well right. And then in his exuberance, gave away the free kick with the tackle himself. Ross Smith, 5-2 to 4-1. Kick by Smith goes wide towards half back. Very good mark taken by Hills. Under 3 minutes left. The Bombers a chance to score from this kick. Hills, he'll put it well within scoring distance into the left forward pocket. Well done Longmire to get in front of big Paul Salmon. Ball rebounds to John Longmire, but it had gone over for a boundary throw in. 5-2 North, 4-1 Essendon, close to quarter time. Big Alex Ischenko does well on Salmon. Archer got his foot to the ball. Anderson trying to get onto that favoured left foot. No, gives the hand pass away. It's the young fella Masidi. His kick in towards full forward. Picked up by Ischenko. Hand pass doesn't go too far. Buckley falls over. In comes Scholl to give him a hand, and he handballs it over the boundary line. And by G. Craig Scholl, I don't know whether you really tried to keep that ball in the play.
Good defence though, Robbo. It's really had very few options. I think the coach would be pretty happy to see him do that.
Represented Victoria this year. Here's O'Donnell up to the edge of the goal square. Longmire, well done. Second mark for the game. And coming up for his 7th disposal, even though Salmon's kicked a couple of goals. Steele, close to the boundary line. Attard, and the ball just out. And we'll have a boundary throw-in. Minute and a half to go to quarter time. Ruck infringement, free kick to Essendon. And the ball coming back to Chris Danaher. Salmon offering a lead, it goes that direction. Salmon a big chance. Hey, not a bad mark at the back by Longmire. How did you get that?
Well, I thought young Hurd had his hands on it, but John Longmire kicks it wide. Schwass. Chasing was long. Schwass's kick up towards the wing, taken by Hills. Under a minute left. Hills 2 bounces, runs to the centre of the ground and then kicks it. A long kick may bounce through. It does, it's a goal. A magnificent performance there by Paul Hills. 20 years of age, just turned. And he's kicked Essendon's 5th goal. The Bombers trail North, who are 5-2.
Yes, it's really non-stop action here at the MCG in this first quarter. Both sides have really thrown themselves into the contest. Hill's one of the young Bombers who's made an impact. He looks to be a very promising player. A player with a big future, Paul Hills.
Just watching behind the play there, Peter German, who's playing on Paul Hills, came off second best in that little crunch. Wanganeen at centre half back, away to Thompson. Thompson His kick in towards the centre, nearly taken by Anderson, by Schwass for North Melbourne. Ischenko, now Scholl, sizes it up beautifully and kicks it away to Attard. Attard into the forward flank area, and the mark is taken by Carey. And Carey would be a real chance to score. Sean Smith kicked a goal. He was a little lucky, but he still kicked a goal from very much the same position. There's the siren. So this will be the last kick of the first quarter. North Melbourne at the moment lead by a point. Wayne Carey can extend that with this kick. He sets it up, and the breeze finishes up, taking it all the way away to that opposite forward pocket. So at quarter time, North Melbourne lead by 1 point. They're 5-2, Essendon are 5-1. Bounce to start the second quarter here at the MCG, and North Melbourne go into attack through Scholl. An excellent mark taken by Carey, and just as the first quarter started, North Melbourne couldn't quite do the same. Essendon kicked the goal in the first 20 seconds through Flood, and Carey has hit the post in the first 20 seconds for North Melbourne in the second term. Oh, very, very ordinary kick in there by Flood. Kickett's able to recover his position and kicks it out of bounds in the full. Well, I've seen everything now.
There's pretty sloppy defensive stuff by Essendon there. They've recognised the danger in the ruck because Ischenko dominated that first quarter, 12 hit-outs to 5. Salmon is now playing in the ruck. Somerville at full forward for the Bombers.
Attard has the football for North Melbourne. The youngster who's come up through the under-18 competition. And his kick for goal is very close. No, just off to the left and through for a behind to the Kangaroos. So they now lead by 3 points, North Melbourne. Sean Smith is the leading goal scorer on the ground at the moment. He's kicked 3 goals. Paul Salmon has kicked 2 for Essendon.
Big pack gathers. Schenko and Salmon. Salmon gets it down to Thompson, who finds Hills. What a wonderful goal he kicked in the first quarter. Terrific little kick out here to Harvey. Zigzag the play up the ground. Running mark to Chris Danaher. He approaches 50 with a long run. And makes, oh, not quite made the distance. Buick. Rushed through by Smith. Ross Smith playing his 150th today. Started in 1984. In the year Barry Cable was coach of North Melbourne. And not many have been at the club as long as Ross Smith.
And a pretty good effort too when you consider that that's about 9 seasons, so something like 180 games maybe that he could have played. So 150 out of 180 is a good effort. Here's Archer for North Melbourne. His kick, he'd be disappointed with that. Wanganeen marks it
50 metres.
fairly straightforwardly, and Attard is being penalised. What, for knocking the ball out of the player's hand?
Correct. And he held him up and knocked it out of Wanganeen's hand. Wanganeen, best on the ground in that first quarter, had a terrific quarter.
And he's going to have a shot from 50 metres, and the 50-metre penalty that he received wasn't all that generous, I didn't think. What a good kick by Wanganeen. Just offline to the right and through for a behind. The Bomber fans down behind the Richmond end goals there, getting a little excited. But Essendon have kicked the first 2 scores of this second quarter. They trail North Melbourne by 1 point.
Ross Smith kicks in, going straight up the centre. Masiti gets the hand pass to Danaher. Across the ground to Hills in a bit of space. Spawn. Gap closed late. No mark to Spawn. Hurd beats a tackle. Goes for goal to the edge of the square. Longmire with 2 fists gets the ball out of there. Schwass helps it out. Long for Essendon. Turned the wrong way. Turned towards the boundary line. Ball out of play. Throw in. Point the difference at the MCG. North leading by a point.
Early part of the second quarter, there's Michael Long in the picture. Somerville, the ruck work with Ischenko. Ischenko had something like 12 hit-outs to 5 in the first quarter. Long, snapshot for goal by Michael Long, hits the post. So they're square on that ledger, the 2 sides. Carey for North Melbourne, Long for Essendon. Scores level, 5-4 apiece. quite a difficult breeze to contend with, I would think. Ross Smith this time gets excellent distance with the kick, but it's marked quite comfortably by Paul Salmon. Hand pass away to Anderson, who was on his favourite side. Anderson's kick, he hooks it into the pocket. Back there for North Melbourne is Longmire. He runs straight across goal and kicks it into the opposite back pocket, and the mark is taken by German. German looking to get the ball on fairly quickly. Short pass, Spargo marks about 20 metres closer to the North Melbourne goal. Just outside 50 metres for Essendon, and Spargo's kick. High towards the wing, Harvey. Oh, he's as tough as old boots, Mark Harvey. And he has a good look there to see who that was. And I think he's got a pretty long memory too.
He's got his number.
He was hit hard, wasn't he, by Wayne Carey?
He's a good, tough player, Mark Harvey.
And a good kick coming up after that heavy knock. There's a chance for the Bombers, but swept away by Schwass. His hand pass to Steele, who had 9 possessions in the first quarter, out to centre wing. Crocker and Harvey. Crocker goes off the ground. Good play. Attard went to ground, loses out. The short kick comes out to O'Donnell. Gary O'Donnell bouncing away from Spargo. Salmon playing up in the middle. Long kick by Salmon. Mighty effort. Somerville couldn't take the mark, and the ball goes through for a behind. Essendon lead by that point, 35-34.
And you can see the papers in the background there, the 4 and 20 wrappers blowing quite hard behind those goals down at that left-hand end. Peter German has the ball 50 metres from the Essendon goal. He kicks it well away, but Harvey does very nicely on Crocker and thumps it over the boundary line.
Should be a good contest, that one. Two very good players. Crocker having an injury-free season for a change.
Boundary throw-in, centre wing. Salmon being forced to come down and do the ruck work. Crocker gets some space for himself and kicks it up towards right half forward. Oh, well done, Carey. Very well done. The bounce awkward for young Attard, and Mark Thompson there for Essendon. Boundary throw in about 55 metres from the North Melbourne goal. That's Mark Attard.
Chance for North here on the 50. Taken away by Masiti. Hills after this. He won't be first there. Hurd goes to ground. Off the ground, Scholl. Dwyer. Kick it, grabs him. Did he have the ball, Dwyer? No whistle. Kick it. Dwyer comes back at him. It's a high tackle. It's a free kick for Derek Kickett.
He's an exciting player, isn't he?
Oh, I love watching him. And he should have won a Sandover medal by about 16 votes, but he was rubbed out, so he is the sort of player who can attract votes. It'll be interesting to see how he'll poll in the Brownlow this year.
I think he'll be up there somewhere,
plenty
Drew.
of threes.
Yep.
Well, kick it from right half back. Kicks towards the wing. Chris Danaher. Bounce a little awkward, but he makes it. Then he's caught. Gets the hand pass away. Now a chance for Hurd. He's done very nicely. Kicking towards full forward. Mark is taken by Longmire. And well done, John Longmire. Hurd has had 5 kicks and 3 hand passes. Longmire's kick towards the wing. Wanganeen. Gee, he did well there.
It's a throw, surely, over the top.
I agree with you. Wanganeen's kick good. Buick's in the pocket. Play on. He does. Kicks it in towards centre half forward. Mark taken by Salmon.
Well, Lashenko getting back to help out at full back. And just leaves Salmon spare around that centre half forward area, and he's starting to have a big influence on the game in the ruck in this second quarter.
Trying to hand pass with your right hand, going out to, where would you call it, cover point. It's extremely difficult to do. Well, I can't demonstrate, but it's a very, very difficult thing. And Paul Hills, he was lucky he wasn't penalised then. Salmon's kick is offline. So 2 goals, 2 to Paul Salmon.
The thing is, it was nothing like a hand pass getting back to it. You know, there's sometimes you can see that they've obviously made some sort of an attempt. That was just a throw over the top.
Really tight game here. 36-34. Bombers lead by 2 points. Kick by Smith. Almost a mark? Yes, paid to Archer. Goes on with it towards the outer side, looking for Carey. Anderson getting back to help out Fox. Carey's still a bit of a chance. Oh, Greg Anderson, well done. Oh, well done by Carey. Dispossessed him brilliantly. Kick by Carey to the 50. Harvey gets back there and takes the mark. Gee, that was good play.
And all because Anderson hasn't really got much of a right-hand side to his body. Harvey's kick goes back near the wing. Anderson pushed off the football. Close to the boundary line. Simons, he may have kept it in, has he? Gee, the North Melbourne player looked as though he'd stopped completely there. Long into the action. And Essendon have gathered about 40 metres there when back on centre wing they obviously thought the ball had gone over for a boundary throw-in. Ischenko, his right thigh very heavily strapped. Salmon, Spargo, tackled by Chris Danaher. You're caught with the football. And it's a fairly straightforward decision for the umpire there. Chris Danaher will take the free kick.
And Danaher, the youngest, is one of the best tacklers in the competition.
My word.
Up inside half forward. Mark? Yes. Buckley. Kicked by Ben Buckley out towards centre wing. Dwyer might have ducked his head a bit then. Danaher. Masiti. Bouncing short of half forward. Scholl for North. Round the boundary line. Good kick onto the chest of Spargo. His kick towards the centre square for Crocker. And the hands well out in front of his face. Good mark. Lead from the goal square. McCarthy. And John McCarthy can kick the ball a country kilometre. Not without a chance here. On the goal line, a wrestle. Kick it did well. Smith couldn't quite take the mark. Hills for Essendon to Wanganeen, who's still burning. Kick by Wanganeen is perfect to Salmon.
It certainly was, Drew. Salmon is on centre wing. Forced to kick with the left foot, but he does it pretty well. In towards centre half forward. No mark taken. Ball comes back from Ross Smith towards the wing, and it bounces just over on the full. So the free kick will be taken down here in front of the commentary area by Paul Salmon for the Bombers. Essendon lead 5-6 to 5-4. Neither side has kicked a goal as yet in the second quarter. Ischenko caught, got the hand pass away, was fairly ineffective. Crocker tidies up, kicks high in towards centre half forward. Marking contest, no one can control the football. Brad Fox in there using his backside to advantage, and just made it awkward for North Melbourne to clear the ball, so the umpire will bounce about 40 metres from the North Melbourne goal.
Staritsky on for North Melbourne.
Fox wrestled down by Carey. O'Donnell intercepted by Steele. He was grabbed by Hills. It comes to Danaher. And Hills in the way. Ball out of bounds. Yeah, strange that we haven't had a goal in 12 and a half minutes of this quarter. And in the first quarter, they kicked 5 goals each. And we're really keeping their scoreboard attendance busy. Carey, a great palm down to Dwyer. High ball. McCarthy outnumbered. Gets to the back of the pack. Wanganeen again to Long. Look at this combination. Terrific stuff. Back to Wanganeen. His kick wide. And this boy is doing well. James Hurd couldn't quite take that mark. And the ball is now out of bounds. Recruited from Ainslie in the ACT. Playing his 3rd game here today. Drafted in 1990.
Thought I heard the whistle then, but obviously not. Look at those two players wrestling in the ruck. Salmon comes out on top. He thumps it towards half forward. Long leaves it for Hurd. Hurd, his high kick goes in towards full forward. It clears the pack. It's there to be won at centre half forward. Spawn overruns the football. Ross Smith with determination. Now Buick. Hand pass. Wider still for Harvey. Great mates off the field. Hills nearly caught, able to get his kick in towards centre half forward. Bounce. Steele. Handball over the top was excellent. Spargo. German. North Melbourne must get something out of this. Germany bombs away, which is probably not the right ploy. Kick it gets back right on the goal line. It was going to miss anyway, and it's through for a behind.
Well, the thing is, Carey was standing about 40 metres from an opponent. He could have just popped it over the top. And Wayne Carey let him know about it also. It was poor play really by German, just bombing away.
Thompson. 6 marks. Now 9 disposals. Salmon, who kicked a couple of goals in the first quarter at full forward, now playing in the ruck. Kicked by Salmon to centre wing. Hurd! That's a beauty.
Hasn't he been impressive? Been in everything.
Kicked by Hurd to centre half forward. Spawn sandwiched out of it. Then wrestles his opponent off the ball. Harvey, 2 against 2 here. Longmire thumps out of the danger area. Crocker thumps it further. Masiti, good partly blocked there. It comes to Long though inside the 50. He goes back outside 50 to Buick. Buick round the corner. Awkward half volley. Too difficult for Simons. Soccer forward up towards the goal square. Somerville with Longmire. Longmire's seen plenty of the ball at full back. German. Good punch away by Hills. Spargo keeps it in for German.
German runs past half back. 2 bounces brings him near the wing. He's kicking towards centre half forward. It's going to get chopped off. Wangan, oh, that could have been marked of the century. Brad Fox. Handball. Danaher. Oh, chopped off. McCarthy. Chased the ball down the ground. Kicks from a standing position. North Melbourne in the van. Oh, what a mark! Not paid to Smith. Kick it back into the action. Gee whiz, Smith, I thought he pulled off the miracle performance there.
Well, it was almost an amazing mark to Sean Smith, but had he let it go, I think Carey could have taken a sitter.
Well, maybe the only
could
reason
have
it wasn't paid, there were 4 hands on it.
Could be true. Bounce about 25 metres from the North Melbourne goal. Bombers defence working overtime here. McCarthy, Chris Danaher, held. Flood throws himself on the football, and the Bombers make another change. It's Somerville off the ground and being replaced by Manton. We've got just under 11 minutes left in the second quarter, and this bounce about 40 metres from the North Melbourne goal. Punch on, but a free kick has been picked out of the ruck contest, and it has been awarded to Paul Salmon. Nearly transferred play to the far side, but now decides to kick it close to the wing. Spawn leaves it behind. Big punch by Buckley. Taken by Hills. Short pass is okay. Hurd quickly to half forward. Flood makes a half volley and did well in the finish. O'Donnell to Buick. Buick's little kick into the pocket. The bounce, very, very awkward there. And Anderson did well, but the ball was over for a boundary throw-in.
Still we have this situation. 10 goals between them in the first quarter and none between them in 17 minutes in the second quarter. Steele been prominent. Smith. High ball to centre wing. Salmon with one hand, no mark. But he was held by Crocker and will take the free. Goes back to Harvey. Harvey thumps it inside half forward. Ball knocked out to Steele. Masiti on his hammer. Steele gets the hand pass out. Schwass. Good running play. Adam McCarthy. Long ball to Carey in the pocket. Can he keep it in? Did all right then. Manton back there for the Bombers. Just back off interchange. Oh, you're in trouble, son! Holding it right in front of goal.
Why would you do that? Is that just your mind not getting to your hands and feet quick enough?
Yeah, well, it wouldn't transfer. The mind wouldn't relate to the body, would it, Robbo? He didn't know where he was going in the end.
He had 2 or 3 chances, didn't he? It looked as though he was trying to get a hand pass away.
Well, it was just a real comedy of errors there from Madden, who's come on to replace Somerville, playing now at full back, Glenn Madden, but I don't know for how long after that.
Well, Sean Smith for number 4. Oh, he's hooked it and has missed it. Well, you wouldn't credit that.
Manton is only playing his second game, and for the life of me, I think that the runner should go out and say to him, settle down, do the first thing that comes into your head. Don't try and, like, with experience, surely.
He just kept looking for something. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He just kept looking for something that wasn't there, instead of getting the long clearing kick away to the defensive part of the ground.
Fancy Smith not making him pay for it.
Well, I think Manton could probably thank his lucky stars. Harvey interferes there with Crocker as they were going for the mark. Harvey appealing to the umpire, but the decision will stand, and Crocker will kick it in towards full forward. Back there, here's a chance. Dwyer, little bit too slow. Wanganeen magnificent. Salmon, left foot out towards half-back. No mark taken. Hills taps it to his own advantage, but he's bumped off it then by Carey. Still there to be won. Not a bad tackle there. Staritsky, German. Carey, North Melbourne, making a very heavy weather of it. Now Buckley, a high kick in towards centre-half forward. Oh, excellent mark taken by Salmon. He must have known that he was going to get crunched, and he took a good mark on his chest.
How are his stats?
Handball away to kick it.
6 marks and 13 possessions. Salmon.
Essendon a chance here. Long into the pocket. Clean bowls Flood. Smith. Spawn having difficulty with the conditions. The kick goes to German. German to Scholl, and North Melbourne transfer play back to their right half forward area.
Dwyer running onto this. Kickett will beat him. Not a bad effort by Dwyer though, but well played Kickett to Harvey. Wanganeen is continuing on his brilliant form from the first quarter, and is this boy Hurd going well? A vote-catching performance by him. Anderson knocked down and will take a free kick.
Yeah, it's a free kick going there against Craig Scholl. You take the body of the player instead of looking at the ball. And the umpire awarding the free kick for that.
Greg Anderson, too far out to score. Schwass gets back there. Well, here's a bit of a chance. The outside of his foot, it curls around. An amazing kick by Simons. Well, Michael Simons playing his second game in the AFL. He just got a point. It was touched off the boot, but...
touch on the line, I think, Drew, as it went over.
Well, he nearly kicked a freak goal then.
Archer for North Melbourne, just behind the wing. He gets his left foot to it and delivers it beautifully. Carey at centre-half forward. The kick slews off the side of his boot. No mark taken. Crocker got the football, throws it away, and Darren Crocker must be penalised. Mark Harvey will take it. Centre-half back. He sums it up very quickly. Finds Buick. Buick looking to play on. Now he does. And runs away from Peter German. Buick's kick is good. Good distance. Up towards full forward. Longmire runs across goal and kicks it out towards the half-back region. And a good mark taken by Spawn. Just got rid of Peter German. You could see the frustration on Peter German's face. And Spawn will kick Essendon back into attack. Goes for the long drop punt kick in towards full forward. Essendon mark. Simons, is it? In the middle of the pack. It was a good grab.
This boy only played 1 season of football in Perth before being drafted and coming over here, and he scored well in the Sandover medal in his first season. Just a 20-year-old playing just his second game for the Bombers in the seniors.
Yes, that was an extremely strong mark in the pack by Michael Simons.
Well, he's directly in front, only 25 metres out. And he does well, he kicks the goal. So after a very long drought, something like 20 minutes in the second quarter, the first goal is kicked by Michael Simons.
And a real team lifter too, Robbo, that one. The young bloke taking the mark in the middle of the pack there, Michael Simons, a former Subiaco player, playing only his second game of AFL football for the Bombers, playing there on Adam McCarthy.
And prior to that, the Bombers had kicked just 6 behinds in this quarter. Back in the middle. Mashenko was strapped on the hamstring at quarter time, but he wins this tap out of the middle. Now Long has it. Masiti going backwards to Thompson, who overruns it. Chris Danaher caught in Dwyer's tackle. Ball spills free, and a chance here for North. Dwyer. McCarthy. Still a chance for John McCarthy. Inside the 50. In the back. And that's against Manton. He's having a tough day.
Well, McCarthy did well there to get his body in front. Worked hard to get the front position there.
McCarthy, worried by the distance, kicks in short, straight to Kickett. Well, Carey was his target. There was never a chance of getting there.
Look at this.
Oh, they might have mucked this up. It's only about 25 metres from goal. Boot the ball in a hurry, and the ball bounces out of bounds in the pocket.
That's twice Essendon. They've been very lucky to get away with that.
Why would you handball to a bloke who's standing still, Mark Thompson?
He wasn't even calling for it.
Flat-footed.
They specialise in it. Remember Buick and Simon Madden in the grand final in 1990? That was a comedy.
Really, you must give it to a player that's at least calling for it, expecting it.
Salmon. He's playing a top game, Paul Salmon. O'Donnell, the kick out short of centre wing. The ball is kept in just by Spawn. Spawn goes the short pass. Dick, time on the bench. Chris Danaher, good running. His pass is just a bit wide for Anderson. What stays in? Anderson's still got it.
He was tackled very high, Drew. I think you'll get the free. Yes, the tackle much too high. They had a chance there, North Melbourne, to run the ball across the boundary line.
Anderson goes for the short pass, and right in front of goal is Long.
I'll tell you what, he did it just as the umpire blew his whistle to say, let's go.
It's a 7-point lead to the Bombers. There's just been one goal kicked in this second quarter after they'd kicked 5 goals each in the first quarter. Michael Long extends the Bombers' lead.
It's Michael Long's first goal, and Essendon just starting to creep away here towards the end of the second quarter. Just under 3 minutes remaining on the clock. Hasn't had a big influence on the game, Michael Long. He's had 7 and 5. Not bad stats really, but not really the damaging player we've seen in past years, Michael Long. Terrifically skilled footballer though.
Essendon lead by 13 points, close to half-time. Salmon doing the ruck work. Chris Danaher. Staritsky. Chris Danaher still. Now Scholl breaks the shackles and kicks it high towards the wing. Schwass, but the ball bounces all the way away from Wayne Schwass and over for a boundary throw in on centre wing. Wayne Schwass has had only 6 possessions so far in the game. Salmon up high, out the back to O'Donnell. Magnificent ruck work. O'Donnell, terrific pass. Well, that's as good a passage of play as you'd like to see. Flood in towards full forward. Anderson gets rid of Archer. Forced to kick quickly, and it's hurried over back there by McCarthy. And Archer not doing a bad job on Anderson. Anderson has had 7 kicks and 1 hand pass, but he's usually up around 30 to 35 possessions a game.
Another chance for the Bombers here. Salmon bowled over by Staritsky. O'Donnell gets it going forward. North struggling the ball out of defence. They clear the 50-metre arc. Crocker, he's lost it. Harvey just gets boot to ball. It's now about 35 metres from goal. Adam McCarthy gets back for North. Hand pass a bit too high for Schwass. Schwass had to kick for nobody there, and the ball out of bounds up short of centre wing. Just under a minute and a half to go to half-time. And a late goal for North would see them again in touch, but they're 13 points down at the moment. Yashenko and Salmon. Spargo caught in Long's tackle. Back to Stevens. His kick up to half forward. Carey, yes, he got there for the mark. 2 kicks to goal from there. Wayne Carey goes bang. It was a mighty kick. McCarthy at the back. He's got it.
Well, you tipped it. A goal to North just before half-time, and gee, there's nothing in it, is there, really?
The advantage of a long direct kick though there coming from Wayne Carey. A good 60-metre drop punt. It really set it up there for John McCarthy.
The first time they played this year, North thumped Essendon by 52 points. So they've certainly got a chance against them. McCarthy gives the umpire something to think about, but kicks the goal. Margin back to 7 points, close to half-time.
As John McCarthy kicks his first, his 99th goal in AFL football. A bit of a topsy-turvy career, John McCarthy. He's suffered from a lack of consistency. He really should be starting to produce his best form now at 25 years of age. Had the perfect sit there to take that mark over the top of Manton.
Well, with just seconds left in the second term, North Melbourne have got their 6th goal on the scoreboard. That's their first since the 25-minute mark of the first quarter. Got a chance to get another one here with a bit of luck. No, Wanganeen gets back. He's played a magnificent game, Gavin Wanganeen. That's the only blemish so far, but it's not going to be a penalty to him. Sean Smith took the mark. The siren has sounded, so it's half-time at the MCG.
Start of the second half here at the MCG. The Bombers by 7 points at the long break. Somerville with an early leap. Ashenko won the tap, but straight to the opposition. Masiti's kick out of the middle. Comes to Danaher. Crocker over the ball. And the umpire comes in and will ball it up. And by this stage in the first quarter, we'd had a goal to the Bombers. They scored 20 seconds after the game started. Just inside the 50, Somerville palms backwards. Danaher, Spawn skirting the pack. A centering kick. Salmon a chance. Back on Longmire. No mark. Play on.
Couldn't have paid that, Drew. I agree.
Archer out of defence. Up towards the centre of the ground. Good mark by Schwass.
Looks like Crocker may be playing on the back line after playing on Harvey in that first half.
Schwass's kick towards left half forward. At the back is McCarthy. McCarthy tries to weight the kick, but a little bit too high there for Smith. Thompson runs across the face of goal and then puts in a little short pass and finds Hills pretty well in the goal square. Paul Hills high out towards the 50-metre line. The mark is taken by Harvey. Mark Harvey, his kick goes wide towards the wing. Too far out there for Chris Danaher, and it goes over for a boundary throw-in. Early in the third quarter, Essendon lead by 7 points. Chris Danaher in the picture. Ischenko and Somerville. Somerville, who spent quite a bit of the second term on the bench. Kicked away by Dwyer. In towards the pocket. No mark taken by Schwass. Thompson the first to recover. His kick, well, it's pretty well up and under. And eventually the mark is taken by Crocker.
Darren Crocker at centre wing. The kick up towards the 50. Carey the only chance. 3-1 against him. Thompson takes the mark. He's taken 7 marks, 11 disposals, Mark Thompson. This kick to centre half back. Danaher flies. Staritsky, a slick hand pass to Stevens. Danaher robs him of the ball, holding it.
Terrific, Chris Danaher.
Yes, that hand pass from Staritsky a little bit too fierce.
O'Donnell's kick out to centre wing. They're both under the ball, so they charge back after it now. Hurd has given a good account of himself. Steers the pass in over Anderson's head. Mark dropped by Buckley. Here's Scholl for North. Slides the hand pass across. McCarthy, Adam. Beats the tackle, gets it away to Buckley. Short pass to Stevens out at centre wing.
And Stevens plays on quickly now. Gets it to Dwyer. Dwyer's handball just a little sloppy. Staritsky, German, in towards full forward. And McCarthy has taken the mark. His opponent, Manton, but McCarthy is marked 50 metres from goal. And if he could get onto one here, John McCarthy, he could nearly score.
He can kick the ball long distances, John McCarthy. He'll be kicking from about 55 metres.
Very blustery wind blowing at the MCG. Good kick by McCarthy for distance, just off line to the left and through for a behind. He's kicked 1 goal 1 for North Melbourne. Sean Smith has kicked 3. And for Essendon, Paul Salmon is the leading goal scorer. He's kicked 2. 7-7 play, 6-7. Kicks it in. Half back region. Desperate there was Chris Danaher. Little hand pass. Looking for Masiti, but it's Somerville. Fox back to Somerville. From a standing position, Chris Danaher does pretty well. Forced to kick with the left. The kick floating in towards half forward. Is that a mark? It's been paid, has it, to Flood? He played on quickly. Buick does well. And Buick hooks it into the goal square. Looking for Salmon. Darren Buick a little disappointed with himself. And it's through for a rush behind to Essendon. 7-8 to 6-7. So the difference once again is 7 points in favour of the Bombers.
John Longmire been fullback all day. He's had Paul Salmon in the first and third quarters. Kicked by Longmire, covers about 70 metres and clears the pack and bounces up to centre wing. That's up to about 85 metres. Harvey, Wanganeen. Now they set it up, the Bombers. O'Donnell can go for a bit of a run. Steers the pass to centre half forward. Long, little left footer. Buick meets the ball hard. Take it away from goal. Back he comes to Masiti. The hand pass wide to Somerville. They're losing ground in possession. Buick just taken off his kick a little bit then. And it goes out of bounds on the full. So they didn't really cover themselves in glory then, the Bombers.
No, they do mess around a lot, don't they, the Bombers? Instead of going direct on occasions, they do play the possession game. At times they overuse it.
Archer from the right back pocket. Goes through all players. Harvey at the back to tidy up. Little left foot kick into the path of Spawn. Spawn from 50 metres. Not a bad kick. And Salmon is marked. And always, if you kick the ball quickly up into the full forward line, Paul Salmon is going to be a danger to the opposition.
Yes, well, he's just too tall, isn't he, Paul Salmon, on that forward line? With his height advantage, 206 centimetres. Johnny Longmire, 193 centimetres. He did play the second quarter, of course, in the ruck, where he brought Essendon back into the game. A strong performance in the ruck, but is being used back at full forward in this third quarter.
Salmon, tight angle, tries to improve. And I think he may have kicked a goal. He has. So Paul Salmon, with just a little bit of experience there, kicks Essendon's 8th goal, his 3rd, and the Bombers lead by 13 points.
Yes, well, they can't use him in both positions. He did pretty well in the second quarter in the ruck, Paul Salmon. He did kick 2 goals in the first quarter on John Longmire, now 1 in this third quarter. Played the entire second quarter in the ruck. Did pretty well against Lashenko, cut him out of the play a bit in that second quarter.
Bombers by 13 points. They led briefly by 13 in the second quarter. It's been the biggest break in the game so far. Thompson out of the middle. Anderson a chance. Archer with him. The two 11s playing on each other. Archer, the hand pass to Scholl and across to Buckley. He kicks towards the outer wing. Thompson gets back there. He's marked everything today, Mark Thompson. That's 8. Not bad for a player his size. Kick up towards the 50. Hurd almost? Yes. Gee, he's given a good account of himself, young James Hurd, in just his 3rd game of league football. Long kick. Salmon wrestles.
It's free kick.
Free kick to Longmire.
He grabbed Longmire, threw him out of the way. Good positioning of the body there by John Longmire.
Longmire decides to kick it to this near side. German marks. No, dropped it. Then recovered. He had a little bit of time. He's kicked towards centre wing, marked by Harvey, one of Essendon's better players in this match. 3
very good players in the back line, Essendon. Harvey, 50-metre penalty being applied. Harvey, one of them, Wanganeen the other. And the skipper, Thompson, has played a terrific game also.
Well, what was that 50-metre penalty for? And I tell you what, you'd like to buy some land from the umpire.
Very generous.
That's not 70, I give up.
Yes, very generous
he was down
there.
Here on the other side of the logo, and now he's within, what 40 metres, do you think?
Yes, he'll be kicking from about 45, I'd say.
And you heard of the real estate firm Repper and Garrett.
Harvey misses. Well, Mark Harvey had a wry smile on his face. And central umpires, just for your information, are Peter Repper and Trevor Garrett. 8-9 plays 6-7.
Ross Smith playing his 150th today. Towards the outer side. Ashenko, Somerville punches. Spawn, Adam McCarthy closing the gap. Well played by Spawn. Inside 50, pokes for goal. Salmon a chance, but the kick scores! Goal to Spawn.
That's one of the real attributes of Kieran Spawn, isn't it? He can be quiet, but then again he can be damaging.
Well, he's got terrific pace. He uses the ball pretty well. The Bombers out to a 20-point break now. in this third quarter with 17 minutes remaining on the clock, just starting to show their ascendancy. Really, North Melbourne hasn't got much on the forward line at the moment. It gets down to half forward and it's swept away very easily.
20 points, Essendon's lead. Ischenko battling hard, Steele can't quite clear the pack. Thompson there for Essendon. Oh, he crashes into O'Donnell. O'Donnell goes further back towards Fox. He's dispossessed. Attard, now the ball finishes with Dwyer, who fumbles. Fox, handball, O'Donnell, deep in the pocket, held. And Attard appealing for a free kick out on the full, and it's going to get it by the look of it. Well, it was flicked back into the players behind him, and I couldn't quite see whether it came off a shin, but Stevens takes the free kick and immediately kicks it away to German. Well, Gary O'Donnell, I think you better jump on the mark, because any meterage here in favour of German will certainly be an advantage. His kick, though, is very good. Well done, Peter German. He kicks his first goal for the day. And more importantly for North Melbourne, it's their 7th goal, and they stay within striking distance. It's just 14 points the difference in Essendon's favour, and we're about halfway through the third quarter.
He's a very accurate kick for goal, Peter German. Only kicked 14 goals this season, but 189 career goals. Been around since '84, so one of the more experienced players in this North Melbourne side.
Difference back to 14 points. Somerville climbs over Ischenko. Chris Danaher, the 4th of the brothers to play for the Bombers, and doing particularly well. Spawn at centre half forward. Short pass is good. Masiti dashes into the gap right in front and is 40 metres out. Joe Masiti making his debut, a 17-year-old. He won the under-19s best and fairest in 1990 as just a 15-year-old, and he's getting plenty of advice here on how to kick this goal. Looking for his first goal in league football. He had plenty of distance, but he hooked it. Didn't really need to go for so much.
9-10 plays 7-7. That's Masiti. Ross Smith elects to go to the far side, gets good distance with the kick, well outside 50 metres, and the mark is taken out there by Archer. Archer plays on quickly, kicks it back near the wing. No mark taken. Wanganeen there. Oh, lovely little hand pass for Crocker. Crocker plays on. North Melbourne will be looking for a big effort from him. Kick it punches to the front. Spargo. His shot for goal is offline. And just when North Melbourne could have done with another goal, Paul Spargo registers his first score for the day, which is a behind. The kick in is by Manton. Looks out here for Masiti. Masiti's got plenty of space. Short kick. Wasn't too bad, I thought, for start, but the blustery conditions carried the ball a little further than Chris Danaher had expected. But he's in the action again. Long. Back to Chris Danaher. Kick it quickly. No. Into the path of Long. The bounce awkward. Michael Long gathers. Was he tripped? Play on anyway. Chris Danaher has it. 60 metres from goal. Kicks it to the front of the goal square. No mark taken. Fox into the action. Brad Fox. Kick is smothered. Well done by Archer. And he clears for North Melbourne for the boundary line. And we'll have a throw in about 70 metres around from the Essendon goal.
What's Fox doing down there? He's playing centre half back on Wayne Carey. And Carey, he hadn't followed Carey down because he's still in the centre half forward position.
Fox getting back to position now. Had to go back about 100 metres to get there. So boundary throw in. Work to the back. O'Donnell charging at it. Lucky not to be cleaned up that time. Here's Long. Short pass is good to Masiti. Too far out to score. Thumps it as long as he can. Not a bad effort. Salmon. And at the back, Buick, a clever mark. Right on the behind line. Impossible angle here for Darren Buick. So he'd be looking to...
What was he trying to do then?
Well, the umpire's called time on anyway.
He improves the angle and kicks the goal. So the Bombers with a bit of a break now, leading by 20 points.
And it's back to that 20-point margin. North Melbourne just hanging in there at the moment. The Bombers looking a much classier side in this third quarter. Two very clever goals from tight angles, one to Paul Salmon and that second one there to Darren Buick. Really just show the experience these Bombers have. Both players, of course, played in grand final sides.
Essendon by 20 points. Ischenko, German. The race is on now. O'Donnell goes right on with the business, Gary O'Donnell, and then kicks it to half forward where the mark is taken by Hurd. Hurd plays on quickly. The kick covers plenty of distance. Anderson left it behind. Longmire for North Melbourne, back near the centre, and good talking back there. Sees Wanganeen take an easy mark. Little pass, okay. Harvey marks right near the centre circle. Transfers play. Thompson wide on the wing. They've had three posies and they haven't gone all that far forward, but they've retained possession. In towards centre half forward. Hurd marks again. That's his 9th mark and coming up for his 12th kick.
Well, they're all worrying about stopping Paul Salmon there. Hurd has been very impressive. Overhead, there's not much of him. 188 centimetres. Well, I suppose he's got a bit of height, but only 84 kilograms. Only very lightly framed. And not afraid to put his body in and go for those marks.
Well, it'll be interesting to see that if he's read the breeze up that end of the ground. No, way offline. And it's out of bounds on the full in the right forward pocket for Essendon. And the kick will be taken back there for North Melbourne by John Longmire.
They've made some shocking blunders, Essendon, and they haven't really got rid of North Melbourne yet, so they wouldn't want to relax. Remember North's surge last week against Collingwood, which nearly stole the game. Here's Steele at centre wing. Left footer by Steele to half forward and Carey. Oh, almost a one-hander. Fox. Round the corner, straight to Steele, who should have taken the mark. Back to the 50. Dwyer. Off hands to O'Donnell. Hurd. Another good mark to Hurd.
10th mark to Hurd.
Drafted from Ainsley in the ACT. Playing just his 3rd game of league football. Ischenko can't take the mark at the second attempt. Almost Flood holding it. Yes, he is holding it.
Oh, North Melbourne were fortunate. Bombers were away.
20 points the margin. And a quick rush by North, and they'll be right back into this. Here's Attard about 50 metres in the clear, but can he keep it in?
Oh. What a waste, that kick coming from Ross Smith. He throws his hand up, says sorry about that. But North Melbourne would have been off and running had that ball sat there for Attard.
Boundary throw in, right half forward for North. Ischenko, he's under extreme difficulty. You can see his right thigh very heavily strapped. And it happened in the first quarter, so with Peter Mann on the interchange bench and not likely to take his place on the field again for the afternoon, a lot of responsibility resting with the big Russian Alex Ischenko. Chris Danaher into the path of Hills. Hills, who was quiet in the second term, his kick into the pocket. Anderson and Archer. And I mentioned Archer playing on Greg Anderson has done such a good job. Look at Greg Anderson's statistics, so full credit to the young North Melbourne defender Glenn Archer. And the throw in 50 metres from the Essendon goal. Hills over the top of Buckley. Ball comes towards Archer, can't break clear. Nearly Chris Danaher. Now Adam McCarthy for North Melbourne. He clears, and the mark is taken out there for North by Wayne Schwass.
10 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Bombers leading by 20 points. Kick up towards half forward. Fox spoils Carey. Thompson punches backwards. Chance here for North. Spargo buried. No whistle for that. And Essendon now have the ball. What do you got to do to get a free kick?
Yeah, ordinary decision.
Fox up towards centre half forward. Somerville worried out of it by Archer. He's hurt again. Pops over the hand pass for Long. Still Michael Long. Oh, the goals are up there, son. Dick kicks the goal. Oh, hits the post. Well, I thought Michael Long turned back away from goal when all he had to do was take a few strides towards goal and have a simple shot.
Sometimes he's over-generous, isn't he, Michael Long? Instead of going for the goal and doing the thing that you'd expect him to do, he's very team-oriented. At times he overdoes it.
Smith's kick. out towards half-back. Ball gets kicked off the ground, back towards the wing. O'Donnell, tackled by Dwyer. O'Donnell's hand pass, Attard, harassed out of it there by Hills. And a boundary throw-in will take place. Just under 9 minutes left in the third quarter. And Essendon, they led by 7 points at half-time. They now lead by 21 points. High kick in towards half forward for North Melbourne. Back there is Thompson. Thompson's little kick, and it was well done. The mark is taken by O'Donnell. O'Donnell good. Somerville. Harvey, brilliant running from half back. He's kicking towards half forward. Was that a push out? Play on. Essendon will get a goal anyway. Willie Dick. Willie does. Willie Dick's first goal for the afternoon, set up by Michael Long. Essendon 11-11, North Melbourne 7-8.
Interesting, those advantages. If Paul Salmon was on 149 goals for the season and the record's 150, Dick gets the goal. It was Salmon's free kick 20 metres out. But he doesn't get the goal to himself.
Can't worry about those little things, Drew. You just have to play by the rules, and away it goes.
Biggest break in the game so far. Somerville backhands the ball into the path of O'Donnell, straight up the ground to Salmon. But Buckley takes the mark at the back. He pokes it out of defence. Crocker. His kick over centre wing. Carey was worried by Fox. Interference, free kick, advantage. It comes to Spargo. He runs to 50 and goes for goal. Not a great kick. Oh, still a chance though for North. But Essendon back there, they had the numbers 3-1. Wanganeen got it to kick it, and away goes Derek Kickett. Against his former club, North Melbourne. He wasn't there very long. Out to Harvey. Kicked by Harvey. O'Donnell up at half forward. And the floodgates could really open here.
They really did have the chance, North Melbourne. Had that kick from Spargo been better.
Kick by O'Donnell in towards full forward. Excellent mark taken back there by Buckley. Hand pass away to Longmire. Longmire's kick out towards the wing. Scholl under extreme pressure from Hills. And the umpire will call for a bounce. David Flood there. Ross Smith. The play is about 60 metres from the Essendon goal. They lead 77-50. North Melbourne. They've kicked 1 goal in this third quarter. Essendon have added 4. At centre half back, Mark Thompson dives on the football. Storitsky for North Melbourne. In there was Spawn. Away to Mercedes. Mercedes' kick. Somerville, that was unfair, wasn't it?
Yeah, the umpire wasn't looking at it though, Robbo.
Long, great pass. Yes. Salmon has the football and down on centre wing, it could have easily been a free kick for North Melbourne.
Well, behind play, the shepherding being done by Big Somerville. I think it was on Stevens. Stevens went over and had a chat to the umpire about it. And Stevens still now going and have a chat with Somerville about the high tackle. Not too happy about it, but the umpire watching the ball instead of watching what was happening behind. Had he looked about 5 yards further afield, he would have given that free kick to Stevens.
Well, Salmon has kicked 3. He's only 30 metres out, directly in front. And Paul Salmon has now kicked 4. So, pretty good effort by Paul Salmon with his 12th kick. He's kicked 4 goals too.
Yes, even though John Longmire has played pretty well at fullback. He's had plenty of the ball himself, John Longmire. 12 kicks and 5 hand passes. And it's pretty hard to stop this man, Paul Salmon, who has now kicked 390 career goals, averaging just about 2.5 goals a game. A lot of those games, of course, he played in the ruck. He hasn't always been at full forward, big Paul Salmon. And Johnny Longmire, well, he can hold his hand out for his pay today. He's done pretty well at full back. Just impossible to stop him all day, Paul Salmon.
58 goals for the season. 33-point lead. North have only kicked 2 goals since quarter time, which is not good enough. They started brightly. Stevens out of the middle, fired up by that incident a moment ago, to full forward, 2 against 2. Ball can't stay in. John McCarthy there, and we'll have a throw in the forward pocket for North. They've had very little on the forward line. I suppose you take John Longmire out. He's a 98 goals a season man. You put him at full back. When North beat Essendon earlier this year by 52 points, Longmire kicked 7. He's not going to kick 7 today from full back. Fox wins. It comes to Wanganeen. Chris Danaher's there. Now they've got it out. Sweeping it out through O'Donnell, Long, Harvey. Harvey's kicked to half forward. Flood beat Smith to it. Didn't take the mark. Hills turned the wrong way. Bounced off brilliantly. Kicked by Hills to Salmon. This ball 30 metres out from goal. Buckley got back there for North. They haven't got the same intensity that they started the game with, North Melbourne. Looked like being a cricket score in this game. They went goal for about 20 minutes and racked up 5 goals each, but North have come to a standstill since.
Ben Buckley, acting captain for North Melbourne today. Salmon and Longmire. Salmon gets the tap out to the back. German overruns it. Schwass. Nice little hand pass for Buckley. Back to Schwass. Oh, he was a bit lucky there. He may kick this time, and he does. Up towards centre half forward, but a good mark. Gee, Thompson's played well. He's been the general on the back line. Kick it. Harvey. Kick it. A little kick. Brilliant by Kickett. He spotted Hills and just delivered that with precision.
We've got some very classy players able to run the ball out of that Essendon back line. One of those players, Kickett, who's now playing on Sean Smith. It was very dangerous early, but they've got a lot of class to run the ball out.
Long kick by Hills, but a good mark taken by Archer in the right back pocket for North Melbourne. Glenn Archer decides to go to that far side. The high kick punched away by Hills, close to the boundary line. Peter German, and we'll have a boundary throw in about 65 metres around from the Essendon goal. We're into time on in the third quarter. The Bombers lead 12-11 to 7-8.
3 minutes to three-quarter time. Yashenko wins this one. Schwass to Smith. Kick by Smith. John McCarthy. 40 metres out. Misses to the left. He's kicked 1 goal 2 today. I suppose if they repeat the last quarter rush of last week against Collingwood, they're not out of this yet, North, but they haven't shown any signs of it.
Kick in goes near the centre. Long's hand pass was good for Thompson. Thompson's kick into centre half forward. This guy's got fantastic hands. Hurd, that's a lovely little kick back into the path of Michael Long. His little tap on. Spawn from directly in front. Kieran Spawn has kicked the goal. Great kick. 2 goals for Spawn, and Essendon go marching on. They're 13-11-89. North Melbourne 7-9-51. So the difference now is 38 points.
Yes, a game up for grabs at half-time. Essendon have certainly come out and put the score on the board in this third quarter. A 6-goal quarter for the Bombers, and only 1 goal 3 for North Melbourne in this third quarter. And some very classy players in this Essendon side.
It's hard to judge the wind here at the MCG since the Great Southern Stand went up, but every flag I can see is ripping left to right, so North will come home with it in the last quarter. Flood over the ball, not doing much. No whistle. Kick it. Can't beat the tackle. Harvey. Kick by Harvey to centre wing. Here he is again, Hurd.
Mark number 12.
He looks a top player. 40 metres out, Somerville. Oh, he took the short step that time, I'm afraid. Schwass. Buick burns them off with his pace. Salmon, a poster.
It's the third poster for the Bombers. Somerville really made a mess of that mark, didn't he? He didn't go hard enough at it, I'm afraid. You were right, Drew.
McCarthy, that's Adam McCarthy. He's kicking towards centre half back, taken by Buckley. Buckley for North Melbourne. Nice looking kick. Oh, great mark. Carey, handball away, Sturitsky. Sturitsky's kick in towards full forward. Sean Smith! What a great mark.
Well, for his size, Robbo, I reckon he's the best mark in the competition. 184 centimetres, Sean Smith. And the way he throws himself at the ball in the air, he's got a terrific courage.
Again, I think you mentioned earlier on in the day how advantageous it is for forwards if you move the ball quickly, and that's what North Melbourne did for the first time, or for at least a quarter. And Smith, he shot for goal. Bad luck there for Sean Smith. He took a terrific mark.
Disappointing, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. He'd kicked 3 before that, and it was a real chance for him to kick his 4th goal, but he was quite fierce in his approach. Got good distance with the kick, but offline. Now this is Manton for Essendon. Kicks it pretty well straight up the ground. No mark taken. North are a chance to score if they can get a possession out of it at centre half forward. There's only seconds left, but Essendon will get clear. Chris Danaher kicking towards the centre. Harvey made that kick good. Picked it up beautifully on the half volley. Then a short pass into the centre. Chopped off by Schwass. Just, there's the siren now to end the 3rd quarter, and North Melbourne have got the job in front of them with just 1 quarter left. They trail by 38 points. The Bombers 13-12, North Melbourne 7-10. Last quarter about to start here at the MCG, and Essendon, after leading by just 7 points at half-time, now lead by 38 points. So North Melbourne with a big job if they're to try and win this match. Here's Long out of the centre, in towards full forward. Dick, bumped off the football by Stevens. Long trying to get it to Dick. Was that illegal?
Yes, he scooped it up.
And
free kick against Michael Long.
Quickly onto it, and Stevens receives the free kick for North Melbourne. But the umpire not happy with what happened there. Obviously the Essendon player not far enough back on the mark. So Anthony Stevens will have to do it all over again. He's in between left back pocket and left half back, and a good mark taken by Thompson. He's just been so steady, Mark Thompson. That's his 11th mark and 16th kick, and there's a clean mark to Flood. Spawn. Well, there was no space there for Spawn.
It wasn't a good head pass, was it?
Schwass, McCarthy, that's Adam, Sturitsky, and now North Melbourne are up towards their right half forward region.
John McCarthy flies but can't take the mark. In front, Spargo. Off to Sturitsky, who spent most of the game on the bench. Here's a chance for North, but over the head of Carey. Support from Sean Smith. Carey going away from goal. Here's Smith. He's kicked 3. Goes back to the 50 and spots German, who kicked North's only goal in the 3rd quarter, Peter German. In the goal square. McCarthy very high, no mark. Fox gets the hand pass away. Masiti, Fox again, Danaher. Up towards centre wing. Wanganeen has been superb. Support inside from Michael Long. Oh, clever across the ground. But it skips past Somerville. He's got a week to pick this up. Oops, you're gone. You just ran out of a week. Smith made it a contest there and applies the tackle. The umpire comes in and will ball it up.
I think Peter Somerville just found out how short a week was in football. A bounce. Still in the centre square. Schwass. Chris Danaher. Masiti. He's growing in stature. Only a 17-year-old is Joe Masiti. There's a terrific kick by Long to Wanganeen. Wanganeen to an open goal, and it dribbles through for a goal to Essendon. Nobody back there for North. Essendon quite straightforward in their 14th goal, and they now lead by 44 points.
There's some indecision in the mind of John Longmire there, whether to go out or go back into the square and cover. In the end, he just watched it go by him. They just needed someone back there. They could have cut it off quite easily, but a very talented Essendon side going on with the job in this final term.
Wanganeen had been in the back pocket, now on the ball. German out of the centre circle. Dwyer can't take the mark. Thompson sweeps up to Harvey. They've been a close-knit defence, the Bombers unit today. They've conceded just 7 goals all day and only 2 since quarter time. Hills, this ball out on centre wing. Paul Hills, 18 possessions. Well, he kicked a magnificent long goal. Boundary throw in. Yashenko tries to take clean possession. O'Donnell, at least I think it is, you can't see much of him.
That was an interesting tackle, wasn't it?
The umpire will ball it up.
Gary O'Donnell's been a very good player for Essendon for a long time now. Somerville tries to get it down to O'Donnell. German, Steele. Nobody really can control it, and it goes over for a boundary throw in. Between wing and right half forward, favouring North Melbourne, Storitsky, Spargo, fresh air. Wanganeen, oh fantastic.
Brilliant.
Look at that. Play of the day by Gavin Wanganeen. Into full forward, and he nearly took it, Salmon. Spawn, attempted kick across his body, pretty well straight up in the air. Bounces favourably for Long with pace. Oh dear. Doesn't he let himself down when...
He did so well, didn't he, to get around the North Melbourne defenders and then tried to get a banana kick away. He didn't drop it onto the boot correctly. It was terrific to watch the way he moved. He and Wanganeen, the way they get out of trouble.
Smith back towards half back, and the mark has been taken out there by Dwyer. Dwyer about 70 metres out from the Essendon goal. He kicks it up towards the wing. Carey and Fox. Carey underneath the action there, and the umpire had no real alternative there but to bounce. Very blustery conditions prevailing here at the MCG this afternoon, and the players have done fairly well to control their judgment of the football in the flight. Nasiti did very well then, unselfishly to Long. In turn, Buick. Into an open goal goes Darren Buick. Handball over the top, and Willie Dick does the rest. Willie Dick kicks his second goal, and Essendon, I don't think you could have tipped it. I came here feeling that the game would have been a fairly close one, but the Bombers from half-time have just gone right away with it.
Yes, they're really a class combination once they get their running game going. Spawn off the ground for Essendon, and back on is Michael Simons, but it's been a classic exhibition of run-on football by the Bombers here at the MCG.
50-point lead now to the Bombers. Somerville wins in ruck and clears the centre square. Chopped off by Crocker. His kick is smothered. Crocker after it again. Storitsky, high tackle, takes the free kick to Smith. Around the corner to Crocker. His kick to half forward. Fox has done all right on Carey, but Carey takes a good mark from the front position. His pass to McCarthy. The avenue chopped off. It comes to Steele. Kickett gets back there and can start something from the last line. He's got a bit of time. His kick is good to Somerville. Outside the 50 already. Watch the Bombers go from here. Somerville's kick. Don't know whether he really picked out a player. He picked out the opposition, Buckley. Now Storitsky. Dwyer draws a man. Carey slides away the little hand pass. Not great for the team. And it'll be a ball up. Gee, they've mucked that up.
There are some very hit and miss players, North Melbourne. And Spargo, a player with enormous potential, and yet only 12 possessions today, very quiet. He's one of their playmakers, and they really need him getting a lot of the ball.
Free kick picked out of that. It will go to Essendon to be taken by Wanganeen. 16 kicks and 7 hand passes. And he played for 3/4 in defence. Short kick is okay. Mark is taken by Chris Danaher. Again, a short kick, and Essendon toying with the opposition. Harvey back to Chris Danaher, in towards centre half forward. Adam McCarthy runs across the goal line and then kicks it towards half back. No mark taken. Scholl and Hills. Scholl gathers and then a long hand pass in towards centre half back where Archer, who cut Anderson completely out of the game. It's up at full forward where John McCarthy has taken the mark. He's perhaps 45 metres from goal. And John McCarthy would be some chance to score from this distance. Just a slight angle. Essendon 15-12, North Melbourne 7-10. McCarthy has kicked one. John McCarthy has kicked 2 goals. Well, some belated applause there for North Melbourne. They've been fairly ordinary from half-time. They were 6-6 at half-time. And they've only managed to kick 2 goals for in a quarter and about 10 minutes of football since then.
Yes, they've really gone off the boil since half-time, North Melbourne. 100 career goals now to John McCarthy. He's kicked 2 goals too for the afternoon.
Well, at this time last season, North Melbourne were in the 6, heading for the finals. They lost their last 3 games to dive out of contention. This season they were never in it. Dwyer, hand pass blocked by Harvey. Great play by Mark Harvey. He's kicked to the half forward line. Buick comes from behind. Buckley has to double back. Buick's got him. Buckley just gets rid of the kick. Stevens, kick to half forward Carey. Well, you wouldn't give Fox a hope against Carey, but he's done all right.
3 top defenders for Essendon. Mark Thompson, 17 and 5. Mark Harvey also 21 and 6, and Wanganeen 17 and 7.
Somerville, Masiti. Here's Gavin Wanganeen. Plays the game at a higher level. Buick, great mark. Wanted to play on, and that brought him undone. Dick goes back after it. Flood's there. He's going to get a free kick. He wasn't sure it was his. It's not
Dick.
his. Back to Willie Dick. Outside the 50. Up towards the goal square. It's got a lot of distance. Salmon's there. Can't take the mark.
Well, I was taking a note before the game actually started as to which team had the young players in their side, and North Melbourne, well, here's a young player for Essendon. Oh, he's nearly scored there. James Hurd.
Good stats, Robbo, for Hurd.
My word, he's done very well. 16 kicks and 5 hand passes.
12
North
marks.
Melbourne, really, they've had a terrific kindergarten over the years, haven't they? Their under-19s have been very successful. I know now that we've changed it and gone to under-18s, but they really haven't got a lot of youth that they can look forward to that's going to help them lift up
not
the
like
ladder.
Essendon should. They've got a lot to look forward to, I would think, Essendon on today's performance.
Well, this is a real baby Bombers side. Today they've got 5 first-year players in today, and we've been impressed with quite a few of them. Masiti, he's given a good account, just 17 years. The youngest on their list. O'Donnell punches forward. Hills, one of the youngsters with a bit of experience behind him. He'll kick this, Paul Hills. Very impressive player. 16-14 to 8-10.
Yes, and the good thing about the Essendon side, they've got plenty of pace on every line. The way they run the ball out of the back line, they've got pace with Kickett and Wanganeen.
Please wait until
Around the
second
middle,
alarm
Long.
has sounded.
He's been terrific this afternoon, and Hills also, the player who kicked that goal. Whereas North Melbourne, there's not too many pacey players in that side. That's where they're struggling at the moment. They must get pace into the side.
So 14 3/4 minutes left. The bounce favours Ischenko, but O'Donnell chops it off and kicks Essendon back to within scoring distance. Chance here now for Flood. Just couldn't quite control the football. Nearly got back into the action, but Adam McCarthy, handball away to Buckley. Buckley's kicked back near the centre of the ground, nearly the mark to Somerville. Long, little tap for Somerville. Hand pass not quite long enough for Masiti. In comes Steele, but Essendon applying plenty of pressure around the centre of the ground, and that was a kicking in danger. Infringement against Anthony Stevens goes to Masidi. Handball to O'Donnell. In towards full forward. No mark. North Melbourne back on the goal line. And Crocker takes it over for a rush behind to Essendon. So I don't think there'd be any fear in saying that Essendon will win the game. They lead 16-15 to 8-10. And it's a very disappointing second last game for North Melbourne. Season 1992 really hasn't been a good one. They've only won 6 matches, and it's been a real struggle for Wayne Schimmelbusch and his cohorts, Rodney Eade and Keith Gregg. We've always looked at North Melbourne as being a bit of an improving side, haven't we? And they just can't seem to deliver. You wonder what it is. You can't grasp it.
There's Ashenko winning. And certainly Mann's injury and Ashenko's injury, both in the first quarter, haven't helped North today. Sean Smith playing up the ground now. Fires out the hand pass to German. German blazes away for goal. John McCarthy dashes back there, but it's all Essendon. Chris Danaher takes the mark. Fox to Harvey. Mark Harvey to kick it.
Ooh.
Well, he took his opponent out of the play, and the ball finishes up right behind them to Long. And Schwass is down injured. Long gets the hand pass away. Masiti went on with it. Darren Buick, he's got it just outside the 50. Unselfishly short passes to Hurd. And here's another mark to James Hurd. 13 marks, 21 disposals. This youngster from Ainslie in the ACT, playing his 3rd game of league football. Very impressive.
And the good thing, he got a lot of those marks in the first half when it was pretty tight.
Close. He's kicked it. Well done. He clenches his fists. That's his first goal today.
It's a terrific performance by young Hurd. Having a look at his stats: 13 marks, 17 kicks and 5 hand passes.
He'd have to be stiff to miss a vote, wouldn't he, Bernie?
Well, I'm giving those votes, Robbo. I'm seriously considering him. I think he'll be in there somewhere.
Well, we've still got 12 minutes left. 17-15 to 8-10. Ischenko has battled manfully. Staritsky, a quick kick towards half forward. Chris Danaher made one of his rare errors. John McCarthy, lovely hand pass for Stevens. Stevens into an open goal, and he gets North Melbourne's goal. Well, not much to cheer about for the North Melbourne fans, but Anthony Stevens kicks his first goal. North Melbourne kicked their 9th. 17-15 to 9-10.
Yes, very little to cheer about for North Melbourne. Only 3 goals coming in their second half. 1 goal in the 3rd quarter and now 2 in this last quarter. It's been a pretty ordinary performance by North Melbourne. At half-time, the game was up for grabs with only 7 points of difference. Since then, it's been all one-way traffic.
The Bombers will miss the finals for the first time in 4 years, but they might have unearthed some youngsters here that'll do them good in the future. Hills goes backwards to Harvey. Harvey, a 25-metre hand pass to Wanganeen. Wanganeen's kick is fantastic onto the chest of Willie Dick.
It's beautiful to watch. Just the poise of Mark Harvey and the delivery there from Gavin Wanganeen.
Dick from just inside the 50. Not a great looking kick. He has kicked 2 goals, 2 today.
Gavin Wanganeen, 19 years of age. Gee whiz, what a future he's got in front of himself. He's already played, 37? This is his 38th game since crossing from Port Adelaide. He's just so composed, isn't he?
Yeah, premiership player over there, and he's lightly built, but by gee, he just plays it, as I said earlier on, at a different level. And how is he going to be in his mid-20s?
Yes, well, if he just keeps on learning, I'm sure he'll be a much better player. No doubt about that, with experience. Bounce right on the corner of the square. Salmon gets it down to Masidi, in turn to Hills. Hills kick across his body, drops in short, and Schwass takes the mark for North Melbourne at centre half back. He plays on fairly quickly, kicks it out wide for Stevens. The bounce is very, very ordinary for him. It just would not sit. Kick it, bumped instead of grabbed. Stevens, kick up towards half forward. Carey still striving hard for his side, Wayne Carey. Give him credit for that. He's kicked across his shoulder, up towards full forward. Spargo, no, taken by McCarthy. Looking to give the hand pass off. That player that he gave it to was in all sorts of trouble. Thompson now clears for Essendon, but only as far as Wayne Schwass, who marks between wing and half forward. Too far out to score, but a good kick will put it within scoring distance for North Melbourne. McCarthy up high, couldn't take the mark. Is that too high by Manton on McCarthy? Umpire says play on. Spargo, Big Alex. The roving Russian has kicked a goal. First goal of the day for Alex Ischenko. North Melbourne, well, they've now kicked 10, so a bit of respectability for the Northerners. They've kicked 10 goals, 10, but they trail Essendon, who are 17-16.
Yes, he's had a lot of hamstring problems throughout the season, and he called to the runner just before quarter time. Was heavily strapped at the quarter time break. He's kicked his 4th goal for the season.
Back in the middle. And Ischenko celebrates, knocks it out of the middle, but straight to kick it. Beautiful pass. Foot skills fantastic. Flood. He goes the short pass, and Buick right in front, 50 metres out. Darren Buick has kicked just 1 goal today, 31 for the season. Salmon had followed up and marks right in front.
Yes, well, Ischenko's struggling. He was trying to get back there with Salmon, but couldn't because of the hamstring problems. I think he'd be off the ground if there was a fit big man on the bench, but of course with Peter Mann, his right thigh also heavily bandaged, sitting on the bench since the first quarter. North Melbourne with very few options in the big man department.
So Paul Salmon lining up for his 5th goal. Close. Just missed. 4 goals, 3 to Paul Salmon. For the season, he's kicked 58 goals, 22.
8.5 minutes left in the match. Longmire kicks it straight down the ground. A good kick too. Lands nearly in the centre circle area. Sturitsky run down by Flood. Kicked off the ground by Ross Smith. Oh, the bounce was certainly in favour of Buick, and Buick for Essendon. Handball over the top. Player with it now is Long. Back to Buick. Buick, a short pass is good, and Flood marks for the Bombers.
Oh, the coach would be pleased to see the way they're sticking this ball around. Wanganeen, he's crunched to the ground after he got rid of that one.
And he's kicked
the goal anyway. And actually, Sean Smith has come off worse.
Tell you what, he's in trouble.
He looks like he's knocked himself out, Sean Smith.
He's in big trouble.
He has not moved since that collision with Gavin Wanganeen. The umpire called for the trainers there actually calling for the stretcher. He's in a lot of trouble, Sean Smith. He hit Wanganeen late. Momentarily after he'd had that shot on the left boot. You can see how far out from goal he was. He's just laying there near the centre square line.
Well, it's half positive, Bernie. He certainly is moving his right arm. I thought he was just knocked completely unconscious, but...
Oh, he's been a player that's had a lot of trouble, hasn't he, in the past, Sean Smith? He's suffered many serious injuries, especially that one last season, the liver problem. It's not a good sign, though, this stretcher here.
Couple of concerned teammates, Darren Crocker and Ross Smith.
This is a stretcher I think they use if there's any sort of spinal problems. Well, let's hope it's not too serious, but really he didn't move after he collided with Wanganeen. I don't think it was
oh, you don't like to see
any serious intent on the part of Sean Smith.
It's
I'm sure there wasn't.
No, I think Wanganeen would have got another kick, I'm sure, if it hadn't been a goal.
The umpire was calling to give the free kick further afield. He hadn't seen that the kick was so good from Wanganeen. Well, he's kicked that from 55 metres on the left boot.
Yep, inside the centre square.
Well, Sean Smith, who kicked 3 goals for North Melbourne, unfortunately being carried from the ground. going straight to the race.
Oh, he's in a very awkward position by the look of that. His leg's fallen through the stretcher.
They haven't organised that stretcher too well.
Well, that does look like a serious injury, though. He hasn't been able to get himself into a comfortable position on the stretcher. That arm, it's bent up underneath him. It's really...
They could do better than that.
Oh, yeah, now they're moving him onto his back. It's hard to tell. It maybe, you know, the medical staff not too sure what type of injury it is, Robbo. You have to be very careful, of course.
Tell you what, I'd
if it
throw
is some
that
sort of
stretcher away
spinal
for
injury.
starters. Huh?
Well, that's a great pity for North Melbourne and Sean Smith. Let's hope the injury is not as serious as it does appear at the moment.
Yeah, when North were going well in the first quarter, he was going particularly well. He kicked 3 of their 5 goals to quarter time.
Yes, he's kicked 3 goals, 2 for the day. All those goals coming in the first quarter, so that's a bad sign, isn't it? A terrible sight to see, the player carried off on a stretcher.
Well, play recommences after the Gavin Wanganeen goal. Back near the centre, Masidi could have been deemed as a throw. That bounce awkward for O'Donnell, but he goes after it again and eventually gets his foot to it. No mark by Hills, punched away there by Scholl. Ball rebounds to Harvey, back to kick it. Going to get caught, but he hand passes to Harvey. Harvey's kick, he has been fantastic, Mark Harvey. Masidi, now Chris Danaher has been very good. Kicker towards full forward, mark is taken by Hurd.
Mark number 14 to Hurd. 14 marks, 17 kicks, 5 hand passes. And 1 goal to his credit.
Well, if there's any young fellas out there wondering whether you can make the grade, you just have to watch this young fellow, Masidi. There's been a couple of good Essendon players this afternoon who are quite young. Paul Hills at 20 years of age, Gavin Wanganeen at 19. And there's James Hurd. 18-18 Essendon, 10-10 North Melbourne. The difference is 56 points.
Smith kicks in. There's Hurd again, almost dragging down another one. Crocker floats the hand pass over the top to Buckley. His kick is good. Centre wing, that wasn't bad. Buckley marked his own kick. Attard. Forward pocket for North. Spargo. Bit of a chance here. German goes back with the hand pass. Buckley, kick smothered. Well done, Mark Harvey. Chris Danaher and Essendon sweep it away again through O'Donnell to Thompson. Wide for Long. Michael Long so easily. In he comes to Masiti. He's getting plenty of touches. Kick it. Might get another one, Masiti. He will. We're fiddling about a bit now. Flood. Kick it. Kick it is the operative word, I reckon. O'Donnell off the left boot from 50. Kicks the goal eventually.
Well, it's time for an exhibition. That's all Essendon doing at the moment. Just putting on a display. Another 6-goal quarter for the Bombers. 6 goals in that third quarter and now 6 goals in the last. Gary O'Donnell eventually kicking that goal. But Essendon really just playing around with North Melbourne at the moment. Just under 6 minutes remaining on the clock. Very good stats there for Gary O'Donnell also. 5 marks, 16 kicks, 15 hand passes.
Bombers by 62 points. Salmon doing the ruck work. Scholl tackled, but he got his hand pass away to Stevens. Stevens' little kick into the path of Archer. Does very well. He's played a good game. And he goes after it again. Well done, Glenn Archer. Hand pass to Attard. Attard's kick in short. And a good mark taken by O'Donnell. He's been an excellent player, Gary O'Donnell, for the Bombers. Hand pass away to Buick. O'Donnell playing his 112th game, and he started in 1987. So again, his percentage of games to games available to be played would be very good. German's kick in towards half forward has been marked by McCarthy. Play on. McCarthy, high kick in towards full forward. At the back was Archer. It's tidied up by Manton. Manton's kick. Bombers have got players out here.
Yes.
They can raffle it. Long has got acres in front of himself. Kicks it in towards full forward. Dick does pretty well, Willie Dick, but he's dispossessed in the finish by Adam McCarthy. And McCarthy shrugs the tackle. Storitsky, very awkward. Flood, Long, back to Steele. Steele's kick high. Nearly marked there by Long. He's harassed out of it by Crocker. And Long appealing for a free kick. Was it there?
Came off the boot, I think, out of bounds on the fall. But Michael Long, out of defence, he could have had 4 bounces around that outer wing.
Yeah, didn't do much with it with the space he had. Somerville. Salmon leads away from the goal square. Look at this, nobody with him. Poor Alex Oshenko couldn't get out of a walk.
He hobbled over, didn't he, trying to get to Salmon? Well, Oshenko's had plenty of hamstring problems throughout the seasons, missed about 3 or 4 games. I think he'd certainly be sitting on the bench watching if there was another tall man option in the North Melbourne side at the moment.
This time, Salmon going for his 5th goal. That's not a great kick either. Fancy missing that one. That is 4 goals 4 to Paul Salmon. And the Bombers have kicked 19 goals and missed some easy ones.
Yes, but I still feel that the wind has been difficult to contend with. Salmon from the back. Buckley. Handball out. Dwyer. Back to Oshenko. I don't think he wants to run too far. Handball away to Storitsky. Over the top. Back to Anthony Dwyer. His short kick. Okay. Attard marks. Attard has a good look and then kicks it into the full forward area. Thompson in front of Spargo. Buick just a little kick. Safety of the boundary line. Aaron Buick has spent most of the game in the forward pocket. He's now having a run on the ball late in the stages of the game with 2.5 minutes left. Salmon to do the ruck work. He's up against Oshenko. Big Alex he's fairly well crippled. Thompson, his kick. High out towards the wing. Long and Dwyer. Up comes Smith from defence. His kick taken by Mercedes. In turn to O'Donnell. Short kick long. Arrogantly to Wanganeen. And Wanganeen goes bang with a long one. In towards full forward. Somerville couldn't quite take the mark, but there for North Melbourne was Crocker. His kick too high for Buckley. Storitsky has it. Back to Buckley. Just behind that player. In comes Schwass. Kick it is there for Essendon. Up comes Fox. Hills now for the Bombers. Gets his left foot to it. Kicks it towards the wing, but Scholl is there. Hand pass to Attard, and North Melbourne will go into attack.
Carey from 49 metres. Hooks this one. Gets the distance all right, but brings up and behind. 1 goal 3 to Wayne Carey from centre half forward. Disappointing crowd of 21,044. I suppose half of Melbourne would be at Waverley today. Short pass straight up the ground, and Harvey has been great. It's the merest of 33 disposals for Mark Harvey. Manton up the ground to Masiti. Some of these new names in the Bombers lineup. Fox goes for a run. Fox on the run, and what a pass! Somerville marks.
Well, it really has been an exhibition, the second half by the Bombers. Not much fire in this North Melbourne side. They haven't really well changed their style of play to try to cover this Essendon side.
Somerville from right in front, 45 metres out. Clears the man on the mark and kicks straight. His first goal. And 13 goal kickers for the Bombers.
Yes, they've kicked 13 goals in this second half. And North Melbourne only able to add 4 goals to their half-time tally. So that's the way the game's turned around since the major break. North Melbourne really haven't been able to offer much resistance.
Only half a minute left in the game. Essendon have kicked their 20th goal. Wanganeen takes the ball away from the centre. Beautiful kick. Just a bit too fierce there for Simons. He flicks it out the back door. Longmire, Stevens. North Melbourne will clear. Wayne Schwass. Kick number 11 for Schwass. Out towards the left half forward region. Back there is Harvey. Played a fantastic game. 25 kicks and 9 hand passes for Mark Harvey. And this young guy, 17 years of age, in his debut game, 9 and 16. There's the siren, it's all over at the MCG, and Essendon win the game by 68 points. They led by just 7 points at half-time, and the Bombers 20-19-139 defeated North Melbourne 10-11-71.